The 2013 to 2014 winter season has been much more active than years past, with several delayed or canceled classes over the first 4 weeks of the spring semester. However, many of these storms have been difficult to forecast, making snow totals hard to predict even 48 hours before the event. This isn't due to a lack of skill in forecasting, but rather a lack of knowledge in winter weather events. Today, we will talk to a professor from the meteorology department to discuss why these difficulties occur. All right, here we are with Dr. Decker, who is the professor and teacher of synoptic and mesoscale meteorology here at the Department of Environmental Sciences. Thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here.
All right, so first off, can you briefly explain just the general forecasting process for any weather event? What are the sort of things that you would look for just in forecasting?
If you are forecasting, just generally speaking, I would say the first step is to look at what's going on right now with the weather, and you form a mental model of what is the atmosphere doing at all various levels? What are the current temperatures? Are the winds blowing in cold air from the north or warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico? You want to have an idea of what's going on right now and then try to carry that forward into the future.
And how do the seasons play a role in that? Does the forecasting process tend to differ from season to season?
There are certain phenomena that are more commonly seen in one season or another. For instance, if you're forecasting snow, it's probably winter. If you're forecasting severe thunderstorms, it's more likely to be spring or summer. In the wintertime, temperatures can be a challenge. There are typically the strongest fronts in the winter, so you could have a large error in your temperature forecast in the winter. That's less likely to happen in the summer. For instance, just a few days ago, we had temperatures in the 50s here in New Brunswick, but in South Jersey, it was up around 70 with a strong warm front that didn't quite get up here to New Brunswick.
So what exactly tends to make winter more variable, and why is just winter storms more difficult to forecast in general?
Well, again, it's partly connected to the stronger fronts that we see in the wintertime. We have the strongest temperature gradient between the pole, which is getting no sunshine at all, in the equator, which is still warm regardless of what season you're in. So with that stronger temperature gradient, you tend to have stronger synoptic scale or large scale weather systems like cyclones and anticyclones in fronts. And with that stronger front, stronger cyclone, more dynamic weather, more chances for things to go wrong in the forecast.
And what improvements do you think can be made to help make winter events easier to forecast, make our forecasts a little more accurate?
One thing that would be useful is more observations, especially over the ocean. We have satellite data, but often satellites can't see through the clouds, and that's where our storms are, where it's cloudy. So one thing that might change in the near term is these drones that are multiplying, and now the FAA says you can test out drones for these non-military purposes. That could be a data source in the future over the oceans where we don't have data currently.
All right, that's all we have. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
As you can see, the science behind forecasting a winter weather event is currently as perfect as we can achieve. However, there are still improvements that need to be made. Aside from the technical aspects of forecasting, communicating the weather is another issue in and of itself that we will discuss in an upcoming project. Hopefully you found this explanation of what goes into winter storm forecasting to be very educational. For IUTV's Weather Watcher, I'm Tyler Case.